Hello everyone, welcome to my GCSE maths video where I'll be running through how to solve vectors and an especially hard topic, which is finding the value of an unknown constant in vectors. This is a question that tends to come up near the end of GCSE paper where many students struggle. Before I get into more of the difficult stuff, I'd like to go through some basic rules. So rule 1 is, to get a vector in the opposite direction, you have to multiply by -1. By that vector. So say you want to go from A to B, that would say that's A. Going from B to A in the opposite direction is the same as multiplying A by -1, so it'd be -A. My second rule is, to get from one place to the other, taking a pathway around is the same as the vector itself. So for example, AC is the same as going from A to B and then B to C, going around it essentially. So say AB is 2A minus B and BC is B. It'd be this AC would be the same as adding those two together. So it'd be 2A minus B plus B equals 2A. Another quick note to be aware of. Parallel vectors are multiples of each other. So if you think about it, vectors in a straight line are also parallel. So they must also be multiples of each other. So MO, on straight line MO, Mn, the vector Mn, must be a multiple of No. Or, if you think about it, Mn and Mo, the vector Mo, the whole straight line, and Mn must also be multiples of each other. Any vector on a straight line, they are just multiples of each other. And that's why we can write Mn as a multiple, we can write Mo as a multiple of Mn. So we can write Mn as Kmo. K, in this case, represents the multiplier, and you'll see this in the questions to come. Teach you how to fully solve this question. So there are 6 main steps. To begin with, you want to start with annotating the diagram. So we're given in the question that OA equals A, so we can instantly label that on. And then we're also given that OB equals B, yet M is a midpoint of OB. A midpoint essentially means that M is halfway through. This means OM is one half of the line and MB is the second half of the line, which means they're both equal and they're both half of B, because OB is the full vector. So B over 2 is OM, and similarly MB is also B over 2. And now we can also find AN. As we're given in the question, AN equals 2OA. So AN must equal 2 times A. AN is 2A. And finally we can solve for AB. So to get from A to B, we have to find AO. AO is the opposite direction of OA, so we get -A, as we know in our rules earlier on. And then OB, as we're given the question, is B. It literally says there. So the total vector for AB is -A plus B. So the next step is to find the vector of the full straight line. So we know MPN is an imaginary straight line that we draw through all these 3 points. But we want to start by finding the full vector, which is M to N. And to do that, we can see that we have to go from M to O and then O to N. So, and in order to solve for MO, we have to go in the opposite direction to OM. OM is B over 2. So going from M to O must be -1 times B over 2, which must be minus B over 2. And then to solve for ON, obviously we have to add A and then 2A to get 3A. And that's what we get. And then MP, we have to find MP now. That is step 4, which is finding the vector of part of the straight line. So to get MP, we know that we have to go from MO to OA to AP. As you can see, that's the clear pathway. As we calculated earlier, MO, we can rewrite MP as MO plus OA plus KAB, because AP equals to KAB, which is given in the question. So first, let's quickly rewrite that. And now the next thing we have to do is we have to substitute the values in. So we know MO is minus B over 2. We can rewrite MP as MO. And we know OA is A. Plus KAB. And now we need to get KAB. So well, we know AB. So first, let's quickly rewrite that. as you can see in the arrow,
And now the next,
AB is minus A plus B. And so we can write K outside of the brackets to get KAB.
Substitute the
And to fully get to a final expression, we have to expand the brackets. So we get minus B over 2 plus A plus B times K, which is BK, minus A times K, which is minus AK. And that gives you the final expression
as you can see in the arrow
for MP.
AB is minus A plus B. And so we can write K outside of the brackets to get KAB.
So now we're going to move on to the final two steps for solving the vector question. So to begin with, we rewrite our expressions and we have to factorize our A and B out. So for example, for MP, we can factorize our A. So we get A and then we get 1 minus K in the brackets. And plus B minus half plus K in brackets. As you can see, that by multiplying A by 1 minus K and B by minus half plus K, it should give us the expression above, as we have factorized out successfully. And then we repeat the same process with Mn, so we get A brackets 3 plus B minus half. Now the final step to solve this question, we have to equate 1 minus K over 3 and minus half plus K over minus half. The reason that these expressions are equal, so K minus half over minus half and 1 minus K over 3, is because if you think about it, MP is a multiple of Mn. So if we multiply 3 by 1 by some number to get 1.1 minus K, we must be multiplying minus half by the same number to get to K minus half, because they are both multiples of each other. And as a result, we can put it into the equation K minus half over minus half equals 1 minus K over 3. And now we can solve that equation. So 3K minus 1.5 equals minus 0.5 plus 0.5k. And now after subtracting 0.5k from both sides and then adding 1.5 to both sides, we end up with 1 equals 2.5k. And now to get k, we just divide 1 by 2.5. We get k equals 1 over 2.5. And then that is equal to 2 over 5, because we can multiply the top and bottom by 2. And that will give us k equals 2 over 5. So that's how you solve question 1. Now I'll be looking at another question. Yeah. So in this question, we are given that M and C is a straight line. And so we have to find the value of k. So as the previous question, we will go through the same steps. So there are 6 main steps, and on this slide there are 4 steps given. And the next 2 will be in the next slide. So to begin with, we have to annotate all the vectors that we know onto the diagram. So we know that OA equals 6A, yet M is the midpoint of OA, which means that M is halfway between O to A, and so that means OM must be one half of the line and MA must be the other half of the line. So 6A divided by 2 equals 3A. That gives you OM, but also MA, because as we just talked about, M is the midpoint. So we can label that one.
OA equals 6A, yet M is the midpoint of OA, which means that M is halfway between O to A, and so that means OM must be one half of the line.
The next thing we're given is that OB equals 6B. So we know that we can label that one as well, and then we're also given that ON equals KB. So we can label both of those on now.
So we can label that one.
So the next thing we want to do is find any unknown vectors. To begin with, A, B and BC are unknown vectors. So to calculate AB, we'd have to do A to O and then O to B. So AO plus OB. And AO must obviously be minus 6A, because OA is 6A. So minus 1 times 6A is minus 6A. Gives you the opposite direction. And then we give them that OB equals 6B, so we get AB equals 6B minus 6A.
We'd have to do A to O and then O to B, so AO plus OB.
The next thing that we are given is that B is the midpoint of AC. So if B is the midpoint of AC, AB and BC must be 2 equal halves of the straight line AC. So if AB is 6B minus 6A, BC must also be 6B minus 6A. So we can obviously label that onto our line.
the next thing that we are given is that B is the midpoint of
And now the next thing you want to do is find the vector of the full line. So M and C is a straight line. So the vector MC would give us the full vector of the straight line.
So if AB is 6B minus 6A.
So to get from M to C, we'd have to go from MA.
So we can obviously label that onto our line.
To AB. Yeah. And then B to C.
And now the next thing you want to do is find the vector of the full line.
Now to get MA, it's already given 3A on the diagram. Then AB is 6B minus 6A. And so BC is also 6B minus 6A. So we add all those vectors together.
To AB, yeah. And then B to C.
So I've just multiplied it by 2 instead because there are two lots of 6B minus 6A. And we can fully simplify that to get 3A plus 12B minus 12A, which is the same as 12B minus 9A. Now the next thing we want to do is find part of the straight line in terms of K. So MN. So MN is the same as MO plus ON, as you can see, because that's the pathway to get from M to N. So MO is in the reverse direction of 3A, because so we have to multiply 3A by minus 1 to get minus 3A. And then, as we're given in the question, ON is KB, so we can add those together to get MN equals KB minus 3A. Step 5 and step 6. So step 5 is to factorize, and then step 6 is to equate coefficients and solve the equation to find K. So to begin with, we can quickly rewrite the expressions and the vectors we calculated in the previous slide. So we've got MC equals 12B minus 9A and MN equals KB minus 3A. Now the next thing you want to do is factorize out A and A plus B like we did in the previous question. So for MC, we can factorize out B,
step 5 and step 6,
open bracket,
so
12 and then close bracket, plus A, open bracket, 9 and then minus 9, sorry, and close bracket. And then you want to repeat the same thing for MN. So MN equals B, open bracket, K, close bracket, then plus A, open bracket, minus 3, and close bracket.
Like we did in the previous question.
And now we want to equate the coefficients, because the reason we can do that is because they are multiples of each other. So that means 12 over K must be the same as minus 9 over minus 3, because they are both multiples of each other. They are on the same straight line. So we can put that into an equation: 12 over K equals minus 9 over minus 3. That means 12 over K equals 3.
And close bracket.
3K equals 12.
Now we want to equate the coefficients,
and therefore we divide by 3 on both sides. K equals 4.
The reason we can do that is because they are multiples of each other.
And that is our final answer.
K must be the same as
so that is the end of my video on vectors. I hope this helps. Thank you for watching.
So we can put that into an equation: 12 over K equals minus 9 over minus 3. That means 12 over K equals 3. 3K equals 12. And therefore we divide by 3 on both sides. K equals 4. And that is our final answer. So that is the end of my video on vectors. I hope this helps. Thank you for watching.